Well, I am finally set up here, home base for the next 2 weeks is this little Airbnb spot that I was able to get, and yeah, really great so far. I was all set to go out and buy myself a case of water and stuff to have for the week, and turns out there was a Brita pitcher in the fridge there, so I'm all set on that now, and consuming it from my handy TTM Cast water bottle. Got cards over on that side. Go and check it out, ttmcast.com, the store in the top banner there. Get one for yourself, too. Worked quite well. Refreshing. Anyways, that's not what you're here for. You're here to see what I was able to get on day number 1. Well, I am running on fumes right now. It is 7 o'clock here. I've been up since 2:30 a.m. local time. My alarm went off at 3:30 in Dallas, so it's 15 degrees. Got on the plane. Nice 40-minute delay while we wait to be de-iced. And, yeah, finally got in the air over to here. Got my rental car picked up and dashed over to the White Sox, where I met up with a few friends out there. And, yeah, hung out with them, and everything came in kind of a rush there, so it was kind of tough to remember what order everything came in. So I'm basically going semi-alphabetical. I'm going to go pitchers, position players, coaches and front office people, and then any that I got on sweet spot cards. So bear with me here as I show all of these off. Hopefully the AC doesn't kick on again here behind me and interrupt everything, because I'm really hoping that this is picking up the sound well enough as well, but we're going to find out. Anyways, so going through alphabetical, starting with the pitchers, got Sean Burke. By the way, this is with that Milwaukee Marksall pen that I talked about on TTM Cast, and it was kind of hit or miss for me. Very nice appearance there on that Sean Burke. I mean, look at that. That's just this nice thin autograph on it. Shows up really well. I'll show a few later on that didn't quite go so well. I'll point those out when they happen, but yeah, we'll get to those in a bit. Also got Jonathan Cannon, signed 2 cards for me. These were in a regular blue Sharpie. I also didn't do a whole lot of prep work on any of these cards, or all powder or anything, and they all seem to be coming out fine, so pretty happy with this. Justin Dunn signed 1 card. Talked a little about BC, where he went. I, of course, went just down the road at Emerson in Boston, so kind of cool to talk to another Boston college person. I mean, I was in BC, but whatever, you know what I mean. Tyler Gilbert came through and signed the 2 cards that I had of him. This, I believe, was also with the Marksall pen. Came out pretty good there. We got Davis Martin as well, signed the only card that I had of him. Christian Appor, signed 1. That's a Sharpie on that one. Hagen Smith signed the only one I had of him as well. This, I believe, was with the Milwaukee Marksall. Drew Thorpe signed 1 in Sharpie as well. Brand new one here out of the 2025 Topps box. Is one of the 1990 inserts there. So really happy to get that one done. I don't think I got any 2005 base done yet. Not that I see here. I don't think I got any, but we'll get that eventually here. I got Gus Varland on the only card that I had of him. Bryce Wilson, 1 per signer as well. I think this was with that Marksall pen as well. Here's where the pen failed, unfortunately, a bit, and this was on my 2 Joey Gallo set cards, unfortunately. He signed both of them and streaked a bit on there. I mean, fortunately, it's just for a set. I saw it signed myself in person. I'm good with it. I've gotten worse ones done before, so I'm good with it. I'll take those. Got actually the first one. I remember this is the very first one I got of the trip, and it was Braden Montgomery, and that is one that was in that Marksall pen, and look at how pretty that came out right there. Very happy with it there. Not so happy with it on the Gallo, so buyer beware. I think it's a good pen if it just was more consistent. So, yeah, there you go. Big thanks, by the way, to Jack Smith for recommending that one to me. I tried it out, and, yeah, kind of hit or miss, but damn good when it works well. So, yeah, there you go. Let's see. Brian Ramos signed 1. This was in Sharpie as well. Got Josh Barfield, who is, I believe, maybe assistant GM, I want to say. He's something in the front office for them, but talked for a good while about Cleveland, because he spent a couple years there, and the Long Island Ducks as well, since he played a season there. But he signed everything I had. Super great guy. There you go. There's one of them. Sharpie, obviously. Jason Bourgeois signed the only card I had of him. Chris Getz, this is another one that did not quite work well on the Marksall pen there, but turned out right. Signed 4 cards for me. And a little streaky there, but I mean, he's got a very fast, short sig. It might happen a bit if the guys go a little faster with the pen or something. If they take a little bit slower, comes out good. Less good if they go fast. Something like that. I don't know. So if you know a guy's signing habits as to how fast he signs, use it accordingly, I guess. Grady Sizemore, one of my favorite players, of course, when he was with Cleveland, he signed 4 cards for me, which is great because, I mean, by the time he was midway through his rookie season, he had stopped signing out in Cleveland there. So very happy to get these done. I mean, I always like watching him play there with the Tribe, and it's crazy to think that he was almost a little bit of a throw-in on the Bartolo Colon trade, that he was kind of the guy that had the biggest question mark there, that they said, okay, this guy's either going to be really good or he's just not going to pan out at all. And a couple All-Star games, if he had stayed healthy, he probably would have gone on to even better things, but just couldn't keep the knee healthy. Got a few sweet spot cards signed as well. We got Shane Smith, who was a Rule 5 draft pickup, if I remember correctly. Also got Wickelman Gonzalez on one. I got smart this time, and as soon as I got them signed, I wrote it on the back. So there's a couple of them I got last year from Seattle that I completely forgot who they are, and I think I'm down to only one that I can't identify, but still, it's one too many for me. Owen White, got him on one of those as well. He's bounced around to a few teams in the offseason. He was with, the Rangers DFA'd him. He ended up with the Reds. Reds DFA'd him. He went to the Yankees. Yankees DFA'd him. He ended up with the White Sox there. But I had 3 cards of him sitting in the car. I forgot to grab him before I went in, but I'm sure I'll see him again here this week at some point. And the last one here was Jake Eater. Signed one of those for me as well. So nice start there with the White Sox. Pretty happy with it overall. We didn't see a lot of the position players, and we got kind of kicked out at 11:30, which was, maybe it was 12:30. It's either 11:30 or 12:30, but we got kicked out super early from their camp. I think it was 11:30. Yeah, definitely 11:30. But got kicked out early from there, and they said, yeah, we're shutting it down. Everybody's got to go. I'm like, but all the position players went to the back fields, and like, tough. So they did say that it'll be open all day tomorrow, so I'm sure I'll see them at least once some other time here over the next couple weeks. So anyways, went over from there over to the Rangers camp next, and I got there just as everybody was leaving, that all the people that I knew there. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to call that short. We're going to head on over now to the Guardians and get them upon exit. So this one I actually have down basically what order they left in. So kind of need to shuffle these a little bit here, so bear with me for a moment. Okay, that's pretty good, actually. First one I got was Milan Tolentino, actually, a set upgrade. I had purchased one. I like getting it better in person if I can, so I can probably trade off that other one that I picked up, which actually I can probably give that one to John that I work on the set for, so helping him out with it. So that one's going to go to me. I'll send that other one over to him. Got Justin Boyd as he was making his way out, signed 2 cards for me as well. With the Guardians, I stuck entirely to the Sharpie, and it went pretty well. I forget what order the sweet spot cards came in, so I'll do those last. But got Khalil Watson driving out. Asked me which one I wanted to sign. I kind of panicked and just picked one at random, so got that one done. If I thought about it, I would have gone for the first Bowman card, but I panicked. I just picked the first one I saw. David Fry. Very happy to get David Fry, one of my favorites here with this team. I thought this was a rookie card, but it doesn't have the rookie card stamp on it, but he did sign 2 of that 2024 Topps card. All-Star. Going to miss most of the first half, at least, of the season injured. Got a couple big prospects as well, which I'm very happy about. No Travis Bazzana, unfortunately. He walked out and wanted nothing to do with signing. I mean, before anybody even asked me, he said, yeah, I'm not signing. So he signed for a couple kids, and that was about it. Kids who chase him down. Good for them. Whatever. Normally, I'm opposed to, people chasing down people for autographs, but if they're kids, I can understand it. I mean, players, a lot of them will tend to sign for kids. If they say no to everybody, then they're going to, say no to everybody. But if a kid chases them down, they might do it. So I'm a little more forgiving on that, I guess, is what I can say. But anyways, got Josh Hartle, though. He was one of the big ones in the Andres Jimenez trade. Kind of a 3-way deal. It ultimately worked out with them getting him from the Pirates. Another one they picked up in that deal was Michael Kennedy. Super nice kid. He was spending a lot of time talking to everybody there when he was signing and all that, so glad to get him. We also got Jorge Burgos, outfielder for, let's see, he was with Lynchburg a couple of years ago when his pro debut came out, but did 2 cards for me right there. We got Luis Frias, another guy the Guardians just recently picked up to help bolster the bullpen, I believe. Is he a reliever? I can't really tell. Yeah, it looks like he's probably a... Oh, no, he might be a reliever, might be a starter. I really can't... I think, yeah, it looks like probably a reliever. So he'll bolster the bullpen there for the Guardians. Very happy to get this one. Sandy Alomar rolled down the window as he drove out, and I got him on... This one's, 96 Stadium Club there with Jacobs Field in the background. I always liked this card, and I never had like a good reason to get it signed until now. It's like, all right, I'm just going to pull one off and go on with that one. Last one among the cards here, Cooper Ingle signed 2 cards for me there as well. And once again, the sweet spot cards, just use these on anybody who walked out, usually from the minor league gate there, but was able to get Ross Carver. Also, Zane Morehouse. Alaska Abney. Dude's just got a cool name at the very least. And the last one here was Daniel Schneemann, who I mentioned, I said, dude, I'm kind of pissed the Tops didn't give you a card yet. And he said, they're working on it. I just signed a few here, or about to sign a few or something like that. So looks like he's going to be in Series 2. So very happy to see that. Unfortunately, won't be able to get that done until maybe a couple years from now. So hopefully he's still kicking around. So hopefully he's still at the Tribe more than anything. But yeah, there you go. Day number 1, 58 autographs total from, kind of lost count of the number of players, 33 maybe, something like that. I forget now. I'd have to look it up and see what I posted there. But yeah, posted onto all the Facebook groups there. Showed them off here. Hopefully I have some more to show off here tomorrow. I'm going to start off the day with the Seattle Mariners, I think. Got a few friends going out there, so probably meet up with them and see what we can get there in the morning. And not sure where I'm going to go after that. I might try to get another team driving out. I might try the Reds on drive out tomorrow or something. That's not too far from Peoria to go from Peoria over to Goodyear, but we'll see. I've got a few options. I might even, just kick it out over the Giants or something like that. I don't know. I got a lot I can do here, so pretty happy with day number 1, though. So 58 autographs so far. My goal for the trip was 500. It's going to be a lot. It's 14 days of graphing. Really 15, I guess, kind of, because, the first and last days are kind of a little shortened, but I think it's doable. We'll see what happens. This is a good start at the very least. Day number 2, Seattle Mariners camp. See what we get on the inside here. Kind of cool. You can see right up here as we get to the entrance, they've got the 24 for Griffey. Got the 11 for, I think it's Edgar Martinez, if I remember right. Hopefully we'll see this all right. I'm kind of looking into the sun while I do this. Let's see what we get in the way of some autographs on the inside, yeah? All right, well, I hope everyone liked the videos there. Just, got walking into the facility and just, a couple clips of the catchers there for the Mariners as that's who I went for today. Seattle. All decked out my Seattle stuff. Pearl Jam, Pilot's hat, got to go with it. Anyways, let's take a look and see what we got here. But there's the stack of what I was able to get today. And this is just one team, by the way, because I tried, little spoiler alert, went to the Reds after I tried the Mariners. And yeah, I was already too late for them. A lot of the guys are already left. The only ones who I was there to see sign, Ellie De La Cruz signed for about 10 people, though, mostly kids, and after a while I was like, yep, enough, and drove out. And TJ Antone stopped and signed, but I only had a sweet spot card, and he would not sign that. So, yeah, Reds were a bust, but, it also was a very quick and late stop, so I'm going to try them again later on some point here in the next week or two. But, yeah, let's give a quick recap of Seattle here and show you what I was able to get. So, start things off, the pitchers came all out, and nobody was in a uniform at all. It was all pullovers, so it made it really tough. You either had to be able to spot them from face or try to read their bag or glove or something like that. Fortunately, I was able to figure out a few. So I was able to get Cody Bolton to start things out. Fortunately, I was able to read the name on the glove there, so got him to kick things off. Not long after that, saw Jonathan Diaz's glove, and so I was able to get him there as well. One of the few that I was actually able to recognize in the face was Drew Pomeranz, and that was great because, number one, former Cleveland Indians prospect at one point, later traded for, I believe it was in the Ubaldo Jimenez trade, but he's also a big set need. I was able to knock that one out as I was carrying this card around with me last year at the Angels and saw him there but was not able to get to him. Jesse Hahn came through after that. I had 4 cards of him, and he was cool. Signed all of those, but I love how that one came out. The GQ ones like that are always so great, so very happy to get him as well. Will Klein signed the 3 cards that I had of him with the Royals right there. Aubrey, if you're watching this, yes, one of these will be going to you since, Royals. So I got Shintaro Fujinami on the only card I had of him. By the way, speaking of Japanese players, Ichiro was there. I was so close. I was the only one on my side there when he came through. I even call it, Suzuki-san, kudasai, and he just kind of looks and smiles and waves and so close. But yeah, I tried. Anyways, continuing with the pitchers there, I was going to get Hunter Cranton on his first Bowman card. This is 2024 Bowman draft, it looks like. So one that I just recently got there, but very small sig down in there. And unfortunately, it looks like he's kind of crapping out his signature there, but I'll take it. It's good. I mean, that's a guy that hopefully is going to go on to big things there. Let's see. We've got Matt Brash. He did 2 cards, both of his rookie cards here from the regular Series 2 in 2022 and his update one as well. So got him on those. Andres Munoz signed for a bunch, including me. He was he inked this one from the 2024 Topps set. Speaking of 2024 Topps, Bryce Miller also signed. He skipped over me a whole bunch of times, but finally I got down to the very end of the line, and he got me down there, so very happy to get that one. Had a long break there. Those last few were after the pitchers had come back in, so, I mean, just looking through this, through Klein were when they went out. When they came back in, that was Fujinami, Cranton, Brash, Munoz, and Miller all signed on the way back in. So waited around there for a little while, chatted with a few other collectors and such, and finally started getting some position players out there who, most of them as they came out said, yeah, we'll get you when we get back. And so, all right, no problem. I can wait around and be as patient as I possibly can. And so most of them hung out over by the catchers because I'd called out to Jacob Nottingham at one point. He said, yeah, I'll get you after I hit. And then he went and he did his hitting, and then he came back and went right into starting doing some more catching stuff again. So waiting and waiting and waiting. But while I was waiting, I was able to get Austin Shenton on one card. It's the only one I had of him. That's the trade set. Yeah, it's the update set from 2024, so one from there. Nottingham did eventually come around. Trying to remember what order I got these in here. I think it was something like this. We'll estimate it approximately here, but got Luke Raley next. And Luke Raley, fun fact about him was he is a graduate of Lake Erie College, or I'm assuming he graduated. Like, I know he attended and played there and was drafted out of there, which is in my hometown of Painesville, Ohio. So I got to talk to him about that, and yeah, it was kind of cool because, I mean, there's a building on Lake Erie College's campus now that was my school from pre-kindergarten all the way through 8th grade. So I was there on that campus every freaking day for 10 years, from late 1988 to early 1998. But he signed all 4 cards I had of him, including a little upgrade there on the Heritage set. Very happy to get that one and get to chat with him for a while. By the way, Ryan Rua, the only other Lake Erie College grad to make it to the major leagues. Cole Young came through as well. He's rocking a mustache right now, so that kind of threw me off a bit, but he signed one of the 2 cards I had out for him. Nottingham did eventually come through and signed one of the 2 that I had for him there as well. So Sean O'Malley, one of the minor league coaches, came through, and I didn't recognize him at first, and then I saw the sig, and I'm like, wait a second. I think I know whose that is. And yes, it was indeed O'Malley, and he signed 2 cards for me. I'd run into Lazaro Montes earlier in the day, and he said, yeah, I'll get you later. Tried a second time, said, I'll get you after I hit. Finally comes back from hitting, and did indeed sign for me. Very happy to get this one. I got this one out of a box last year, and carried it with me. I ran into him outside the stadium last night. He said, I'll get you guys tomorrow, and I wasn't going to be there the next day, but got him finally this year. Like, it's the first Bowman right there on the refractor there, so good stuff. I didn't really have a whole lot of faith in possibly getting Cal Raleigh, and then he came through and started signing a whole bunch. I'm like, okay, I got to run over and get him real quick. While I'm thinking about that, I left one in my book. I'm going to have to go out and get that one later, but as I was waiting for Raleigh, Harry Ford came over and started signing over at another side. So I'm like, all right, we'll just zip around and get Ford. And yeah, I've got that out in the car, so I'm going to have to go and get that later on here. So I need to adjust my totals accordingly now. But after I got him, I was able to run back over to Raleigh where he was still signing. And he just ran with, he was usually using everybody's Sharpies, but he saw me with the rookie card here and a blue Sharpie, and he had a kid's black Sharpie in his hand and went straight for him. Like, you know what? I'm not going to question it. He skipped over me like 3 times last year, so I will gladly take that rookie card in black Sharpie. I mean, the sig looks great on it anyways. It wasn't like some, worn down Sharpie that some kid had used on a hat 40 times over, so very happy to get that one out of Cal Raleigh. Ducked back over, and I forgot one from earlier, which we'll get to that here in a minute here, but ducked over one of the other fields where a couple guys had gotten done taking some live BP, and Dylan Moore was one of them, and he signed all 4 cards that I had of him. Got those knocked out. Mitch Garver was one of the other ones. I actually gotten Garver earlier when he was working out with the catchers. Got him on one right here. Unfortunately, I put 2 that I wanted kind of more than the other ones off to the side, but I mean, this one's got the rainbow foil. It's really cool. I like that one well enough. Not really picky because it's not sets I'm working on at all, but I figured, we'll try him again. We'll go and get him as he's coming off that side field, and he signed the first 2025 Topps card that I have gotten done. So, okay, technically it was the second one. I'll get to that here once again in a moment, but Mitch Garver, there you go. That's going to be going up on my site, up on that top banner there where it has, one from every Topps base set signed. So get to add him in next. Let's see here. I'd always said I was going to say, okay, after if I'm able to get Raleigh, I'm going to say, that's it. I'm calling it a day and going over to the Reds. But it's funny. I'd said, yeah, if I get Raleigh, I'm calling it off. I'm going over to the Reds. If I don't get Raleigh, I'm calling it off and going over to the Reds. But obviously, a bunch of guys kept on signing after that, so I figured, we're going to stick around and get them, go for the sure things. Last one that I got out of there was Samad Taylor, signed 4 cards for me. Super nice guy. Talked about time with the Royals and even his time being drafted by Cleveland back in, what year was that? 2019, maybe 2016. So yeah, former Cleveland draft pick, bounced around a bit before landing on with the Mariners now. Got a couple others throughout there. I have these out of order because of the horizontal nature of the cards, made it easier to photograph. But Rick Riz is their broadcaster. Got him on one of my Sweet Spot cards. Got to talk a little hockey broadcasting. He's like, my God, I don't know how you do that. I'm like, it's surprisingly easy because there's always something to talk about. He's like, but how do you follow the puck? And I'm like, that can get tough sometimes. I also got Colin Snyder earlier on when the pitchers were coming out. Just got to find where Dylan Coleman is now and see if I can finish off a duel right there. Speaking of finishing duels, I was able to get Logan Gilbert finishing this one that was signed originally by Josh Stowers. Been holding on to that one for a couple of years and finally got that one finished off. He was actually saying that he doesn't really see many signed by Stowers. I said, yep, he was in Frisco for a bit, so that's how I was able to get him. But I mentioned earlier I got one 2025 Topps card signed before that Garver one, but you're going to have to rub your 2025 Topps cards down. I've had no problem with 2024s this year with a Sharpie, even 2023s, 2022s. Sharpie with no prep, they've been just fine, but the 2025s do indeed bleed and bubble a bit. So prep your 2025 Topps cards. You don't want to end up like me. Lastly, got Franklin Gutierrez on a Sweet Spot card as well. I either didn't know that he was with the Mariners or I just completely am out of cards of him. It's one or the other, but yeah. Got the Franklin Gutierrez there as well. So that's 42 right there. And as I said, I've got the Harry Ford out in the car. So I've got to go and find that. I might have more to add besides that because I think I got everything off there, but I apparently missed one. So there you go. Thanks for tuning in here. Days 1 and 2 are in the books. Make sure you check out my website, dfwgrapher.com. Make sure you tune into the TTM Cast podcast as well, ttmcast.com. Check out the store. You can get yourself one of those great TTM Cast water bottles, which is currently sitting over on my clear backpack, just out of frame here. But yeah, give us a listen. Check that out. Check out my article at sportscollectorsdaily.com. Want to make sure to give them a plug here, as they have graciously allowed me to put their logo in my front screen there and the end screen here, which is right now because this one's over.